I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Bournemouth against Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest have been playing really, really well this season, but these are the games that, look, you just kind of write them off a little bit, because if you're going away to Liverpool and you're winning 1-0, right, you're up for that Liverpool game. If you're going away to Manchester United, you're up for that Manchester United. If you're going away to Fulham, to Bournemouth, to Brighton, it's very, very difficult to get up for those games. And you go, oh, it's in the Premier League and the players should be doing, it's a different sort of mindset if you're going away at Chelsea and you're playing at Stamford Bridge and you're trying to beat Chelsea there. Everyone's mega focused and hyper intense. Now, the other side of that is they're also very focused and hyper intense at home, because it's easy when you're at home to do a little bit better. So when you have a little slip up away from home and it's a team that's in great form, sometimes you just got to take it on the chin and go, yeah, all right, what did we learn from that, and what don't we repeat, so we don't get caught at home, or we don't make that mistake again next week? Because there's some awful shockers here. I want you to watch this here. Been calling it out for weeks. Here's the football. Here's a player. He was about here when he received the ball. He's just running away. Absolutely running away. Now, I talked about this in my coaching courses that I'm doing on Mondays. Actually, last week's was about this. A warm-up session that they do in rondos, and then they actively teach. They don't understand that they're teaching it to players not go to the ball and not close it down, because they're doing keep away in these little rondos, and they don't understand the adverse effect that it has on the player in the middle, who never actually gets to win the ball by tackling. He's winning the ball by intercepting a pass. So the whole purpose of defending doesn't become about tackling or closing the ball. It becomes about intercepting passes, and you'll hear that quite often when we're high pressing. We're trying to intercept the pass and go like, yeah, but sometimes you've got to teach the players to defend and actually tackle. And a lot of these managers and coaches and ex-players don't understand. Well, they had that ingrained built into them as they grew up. And these players don't, because they don't teach it in the academies anymore. They don't teach any of that. Been there, seen it, done it, help write the criteria for them. They don't. They don't teach you going to the ball and shutting it down. And you can see it classically right here. Right. So as it goes on, watch this. Well, as it moves on, where's he go? Where's he go? Oh, no, he's running further away from the ball. Don't know who he's looking for. Like, why are you looking out here? He's running away. Why are we running back to defend this space here when here's the football? And all you have to do is just run with him and see what he does. No, we're just going to completely and utterly run away from him, move it away. Look where he's marking it. Like, how much of an open field do you want to run the ball into? You have run from there all the way to there with your back to the ball, paying no attention whatsoever to what's going on the game. To go and mark a player that there's already a player at. These are the mistakes that you make sure you do not repeat next week. It's like, how are you doing that? I tell you why. It's because you've been trained to, and you haven't been trained to go to the ball. You've been trained to drop back, get in your shape and defend, instead of actually try to stop the transition in the first place. Because the transition that you do try to stop is on the other end of the field, but actually in the middle third, or when someone's free throwing running with the ball, you have to think and be a footballer, and they don't teach that anymore. So all he has to do is run towards the football, just so the guy doesn't kick it into the box, right? It's that simple. No. Still not going to go towards the ball. No, remember, he was only 2 yards next to this guy because he's got mad pace. Nowhere near it. Just sitting there, just waiting. What am I going to do? I tell you what, I'm going to kick it into the net box. And he does. Straight in. From the halfway line all the way to the 18-yard box, with not a single Nottingham Forest player trying to pressure him, trying to win the ball off him, or trying to do anything. In fact, they're openly running away from him, creating space in the middle for him to run into. It is terrible. Let's move it on. Okay, this is just tracking and defending. Can we track the ball properly and then defend the middle? That's all we have to do. 2v2. He's kind of really not in the way. I mean, close enough to do anything. He's really looking on the back post here. But can you stop the cross coming in? Can you stop it coming in? Not really. He's given him the byline. He's given him that space to run into to chip it over. He really has. He's given it to him. Oh, look, he's jinked. And because he's given him that space, he's now overcompensated for it. Do you see that? So when you've given him the space and you're baiting him to go into it, when he cuts back, you've got to be waiting for him there. You can't go get baited by your own bait. Does that make sense? I'm baiting you to take the ball into that space to tackle you. Oh, but you faked me out, and now I'm in the space that I left for you to get tackled in, and now, wait, oh no. Terrible. Now, I'm not going to try. I try to pronounce this guy's name. Can't do it. I was trying earlier. No, I think he's a quality little player, but it's just his jump. His leap is immense here. As this ball comes across, he's just out jumped It's so high, up early, great header, but the cross shouldn't have come in the first place. Defending here, it could have been a bit tighter, but the problem is the guy's up so early, the defender's really got not much chance really. It's just a quality leap. Sometimes when a goal goes in, you go, oh, okay, that one we can't worry about it here. This isn't the area we need to be worried about. This is the area we needed to be worried about. So this is the one that we try to work on. That one, not so much, because it's just a great leap. But let's get on to the next goal. Getting caught in the space behind, on a little ball in behind. Just a pace and power now. Can he hold his nerve, get down the end and finish it? I want to show you this as well, because when I was watching it, I went, what's gone wrong here? And I've seen this with talented players before where they've got gangly legs and they're a little bit too fast. And every now and again, they just have a little mistouch. And unfortunately, it looks like that's happened here. There's been a bit of a mistouch, but then because the ball's bobbled in front of him, it set it up perfectly for him just to sort of toe poke it into the goal. So let's show you that, because it's kind of hilarious. He's kind of kicked the ball forward, but he hasn't come over and shut the door fast enough for me. It's just too slow. It's just sort of hoping that this defender's coming back to cover. No, you're the only one that can get near the ball. Get to the ball. He can't. He's behind the ball. You come over and do his job, and he comes over and covers for you. You have to come and shut that door. You're not doing anything. Absolutely nothing. So when this goes here, there's that little missed sort of touchy thing. It cuts it inside. This is where the little bobble bounce happens. Watch the ball. See it like spoon off him? Kind of hits his foot. Just like pokes off as he cuts it back in and manages to get his shot off and put it into the corner. Now this is a worrying aspect, okay? This is where the shot was taken from, where the keeper is, and where the ball's gone in the goal. Because it happens not once, I think once more, maybe twice more. It's this area here. This is the area that you focus on for next week, making sure this doesn't happen. I want to show you this bobbly bounce. I think it hits his knee. Watch. There it is. There's the bounce. Does it move away? Gotta laugh. And this is laziness, tiredness, and we're 3-0 down, so we're kind of giving up. No one is pressuring the ball again. He just gets to run and smash it at the goal as hard as he wants. No one is in a situation to do anything. Now, also, I wouldn't be surprised if Nottingham Forest got one or two more little hide-ins like this as the season goes on, just because their legs are running out now. They've had such a good run of form. Still, I hope they make the top four. Still, I hope they make the Champions League next year. But when when you know you can't get anything from the game, and as the season progresses, you just kind of like you're mentally tired, you're physically tired, and it's not one of those things that you can quantify on these little counters or the bean manner statistics. It just happens when you've had a hard, long season. You've got so many good results, and you're like, oh, we're 3-0 down, mate. Like, okay, well, we're not going to get back into it. We just can't. So you just give up a little bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if this happens to them at least once more this season. And I think the same might happen to a Bournemouth on the other side, or a Fulham, because I class those three clubs there all kind of pushing for the top 6 or top 4, because I think they're all doing very, very well this season. So it has this little strike. And this is what I'm talking about. Completely switched off. Keeper does what he can to get it out. Look, everyone's kind of just admiring the shot. No one's really working hard. No one's really trying to follow up, except for our wee man here. In he comes. Whoppa! If he made sound effects, he would have got double points. We all know that in the Premier League. But yeah, he's looking for the offside. It's not there. Let's move on. Nottingham Forest were just too easy to run through the middle of. And as the game went on, it was funny because Forest had a couple of chances as well, really good chances when it was 0-0 to really go ahead in the game. And I think they need to get the first goal in the next couple of games to get their confidence up. They really do. But we're going to look at that same area again. This is what I'm talking about, where the ball goes in, because it's a poor goal to concede so late on, straight through the defender's legs. But no one's really able to tackle the ball. Ball just simply goes out, not out quick enough to close it down, giving the just time on the ball. One player's just got time to decide what he wants to do. And because you're not pressuring him, you're just watching it, you've opened up your legs and he's just put it straight through you into the bottom corner. It's a brilliant strike, honestly, brilliant. But it's just too easy. Yeah. Forest don't let down, get into the top 4. Oh, by the way, on the Forest poll, I think I had 100% people vote Forest were going to beat Bournemouth. I'm going to start tallying up those and try to see how many of the cash community gets games right. And not voting with our hearts, voting with our football. So, yeah, I might have to start writing that. Vote with your brain, not with your heart, on the team that you want to win, the team you think is going to win. So we'll see how many we get right by the end of the season. Other than that, don't let me down on a Forest. Get into the top 4. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.